Let's dive into one of the most popular kinds of diffusion filters so you can see how they work and if they're right for you. Cameras and lenses these days are capable of being so crisp and clear that they can almost be clinical or lack any real character, and this is where diffusion filters can help. Black Pro Mist is one of the most commonly used filters because it adds both halation and bloom to your footage, and many would say it even gives it a more cinematic look. People often use the terms halation and bloom interchangeably, but they're actually two different things. Halation is that slightly reddish outline around the edge of things in your shot. This was originally caused by internal reflections of light in the film stock itself, and because the point of reflection is closest to the red layer of film, this is why halation is usually red. And bloom is that glow you can see around a bright source of light in your shot. This is actually caused in the lens where light is internally reflecting either between different lens elements or even within a single lens element itself. Tiffen makes a wide range of diffusion filters, and easily one of the most popular is Black Pro Mist. So we're going to cover the two most common strengths, which are 1/8 and 1/4, and I'll have a link to both of those down in the description. Here's our baseline shot with no filter. You can already see some subtle amount of blooming around the tube light, which is only set to about 10%, but it is shining right into the lens. Here's Black Pro Mist at 1/8, and you can definitely see more blooming around the light and a reduction of contrast. And here's the Black Pro Mist 1/4, where you can really see the diffusion effect more intensely. As the name suggests, it almost feels like there's a mist in the air. And here's a side-by-side comparison so you can more easily see the difference between each shot. Lifted blacks is one of those attributes that's commonly associated with a cinematic or filmic look, and you can really see how much the filters impart that quality here. And here's the same side-by-side comparison, but this time I compensated the filtered shots by raising the contrast to get some of the blacks back. And because increasing contrast raises saturation, I then lowered saturation a little bit to try and best match the original unfiltered shot. And here's a side-by-side of the tube light so you can compare how much bloom is happening with each filter strength. Now we'll see the same set of shots, but without the bright tube light so that the effects won't be so exaggerated. Starting with the shot with no filter as a baseline. And here's the mist filter at 1/8. You'll notice that the background gets a little bit darker because diffusion filters subtly bring down your exposure. I decided not to compensate for this so that you can see this happening. And here's the mist filter at 1/4 strength. Even without the tube light in the shot, you can still easily see how much this one lifts the blacks and reduces contrast, which can easily be compensated for in post. And here's the side-by-side of the same shots with no bright tube light in it. The diffusion effect isn't as exaggerated, but you can definitely still see the difference. Now we're going outside so you can see how these filters work in a more naturally lit setting. Here's the no filter shot as a baseline, and here's the 1/8 strength filter. You can see things get a little more smoothed out and a slight reduction in contrast. And here with the 1/4 strength filter, you can see the misty quality even stronger as expected. But overall, since we're outside and everything is more brightly lit, the effect isn't as exaggerated as when we were inside, where there's a higher degree of contrast between light and dark. Here's the side-by-side of the same shots to make comparing the differences between them easier to see. And here's a side-by-side comparison of the background where you can see a decreasing amount of contrast as the filter strength goes up. On an aesthetic level, these filters are said to smooth out some of that over sharpness you can get with digital cameras, and while it's subtle, it can even end up smoothing out skin tone, giving it a more flattering look. In combination, these elements can all come together to give a bit of a softer, more filmic look that we often perceive as cinematic. In my opinion, the 1/8 is the sweet spot, and when you want that look, this is a great way to get a little more character and a more filmic look for your video. I'm curious what you think. Let me know down in the comments. Now that you've seen how these filters work, you'll want to check out this video right here where I compare them against the digital emulations of the exact same filters and the pros and cons to each. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.